Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars with a 1964 Ford F100 Styleside truck. This one has been a donor vehicle, Crown Victoria with a 4.6 fuel injected engine, front end of the Crown Vic, rear end of the Crown Vic, transmission with overdrive. So this one's just a great running driving truck. A lot of the hard stuff's been done. Got a C10 tilt steering column on it. So, and then the little computer here, if you still want to, you can hook a computer up to it if you need to do any tuning to it. Shifts perfectly. Truck just steers perfect down the road. Of course, it's got power steering and disc brakes. Just makes it a very easy truck to drive. Everything's really dialed in on this one. I know the guy who builds these, and I'll ask him, to make sure take him out for a drive and have everything dialed in. He used this one for his daily driver for a couple of weeks before we picked it up. And she's still warming up. Love the patina on this thing. Everything from the Crown Vic under here. I'm gonna shut her off. This thing has just got an awesome patina to it. It's been clear coated. Lights work, turn signals, headlights, brake lights. It's got the Ford Mustang Cobra wheels on it all the way around. Little ball there. If you needed to tow something lightweight, I think you could do that with the tow hitch there. Diamond plate bed, fuel tank, of course, from the Crown Vic being back here, being relocated in the bed. So getting up closer to it, this is a shop truck. It's got 3 different layers of paint on it. Down to bare metal, white underneath that, red. Got some great, just kind of a rustiness to it here and there. And the cool thing is one of the great things is, obviously, you can tell there's not a bunch of Bondo in the truck. It's not being all covered up. This has really been sanded down. And most of what you're seeing there, the gray color, is actually bare metal. Really love this tailgate. This is the kind of tailgate you wouldn't mind having hanging on your wall in the office. And there's a few still spots, there's somebody put some filler in there, who knows how long time ago. So there's a couple spots like that here and there on the truck that are coming through. But nothing major that I see jumping out at me. Of course, getting right up on it, consistent with that is, there's a dent there. There's a couple of spots of rust here and there, down there at the bottom of the doors. And this really, I feel like the value in this truck, there's a dent right there, you can see. I feel like I'm trying to get the camera right on it. A couple spots there. I feel like the value in trucks like these is the fact that they're done. This truck has arrived. It is where it's supposed to be. Maybe aside from reupholstering the interior, or I don't know, maybe lower it a couple more inches, a few little things here and there. But what I mean by that is that this is a truck you can jump in, all the hard work's been done, and just drive it and enjoy it. It's got old weather stripping, and the window squeaks, well, yeah, you can hear the window roll up and down. There you go, right there. I heard it squeak when I rolled it down earlier. You know, little things that could be done, greasing up the windows, putting new weather stripping on if you wanted to. It's got an older seat in it. To me, the seats are really comfortable. I'm not even sure personally that I would reupholster that, but it's got a newer carpet in it. If this was my truck personally, probably the only thing I'd be doing to it is maybe putting a radio in it and calling it a day. It doesn't have wipers. The original gauges are not hooked up. It does have lights, like I said, and we went through and tested those earlier, making sure that the turn signals and everything are working too. Turn the key on. You can even hear the little indicator. If you listen closely, you can hear it click, 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 click. Underneath, original cab corner right here. It's never been repaired. There's some old undercoating and stuff that's peeling off. Same here, old undercoating peeling off right there. But that's actually pretty solid. This is actually a pretty solid truck. These are your step ups. Frame. And like I said, this front end has been bolted on. So the original frame has not been cut or modified to this truck. These are the original floor pans. New exhaust. And it looks dirty and crusty under here, but that is mostly just the original undercoating that's been super old and dirty coming off. So I'm not finding any major rust to speak of. I'm going to keep on going under here. Now there's a spot right there that's not uncommon. In fact, I just sold another 64 Ford, and it had the same thing. Same thing here, right there. That's actually just the undercoating. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and peel that down. It's going to fall anyways. Ugh, it's dirty. So look at the steel underneath. We're going to go ahead and take that out. But I just want to show you, that's the bed right there. The bottom of the bed even is actually pretty good. I'm not saying it's perfectly rust free. There's rust in the back of the cab right there. I mean, not the back of the cab, but the rear of the bed where the bed meets the cab. That's the spot right there. And like I said, that's really common on these trucks. I'll get that in a little bit. Fuel tank under the back. And really consistent. Same on this side. Step ups a little bit more. There's a little bit of surface rust there that I'm seeing. Little crusties right there. If you really get on it, you can feel it kind of peel off. Underneath here, same thing as the other side. I mean, that's the original cab corner there. It's not been replaced. I mean, this was a solid truck before the project was done, where the donor vehicle was added underneath it to make a modern style driver. So the welds aren't gorgeous, but they're strong. If you really wanted to be particular about that, of course, you could always grab a grinder and clean it up a little bit. You could always put this up on a rack and pressure wash the underneath it if you really wanted to. But to me, I think it wouldn't be worth it. Front and rear disc brakes on this truck as well. Like I said, with it being Crown Vic front and rear end. So anyways, Peachtree Classic Cars, give us a call. I've had this parked in the same spot in the garage. Haven't seen any oil leaks on it. It always turns, cranks right up. I mean, this is the beauty of fuel injection. So love the Styleside. I make the mistake and call them Fleet Sides. Sometimes that's what Chevrolet call them, Fleet Sides. Ford call them Styleside. But this is a really great truck. It will look good on air ride if you wanted to do that. Honestly though, like I said earlier, I think this truck is pretty much arrived and is ready for the next guy to just put his finishing touches on it. But that's for you to decide. You could blast this thing down, or if you want to paint it. Everybody wants to do something different. We wanted to sell it like this because this is a cool truck and a really affordable way to get into something that's got fuel injection, got all the mechanical upgrades, and is ready to drive today.